country are you from? I want to know where everyone is from all over the world. Because I said good morning, but for some of you guys, it might be the evening, it might be the middle of the night. I've had people wake up at 2 in the morning to do these challenges, which kudos to you. I appreciate you, and I just admire you for your dedication. So we are on day 3 of the Uplevel Experience Challenge. Today is going to be super cool because we're actually going to do some NLP techniques, some neuro-linguistic programming techniques. And we are going to be using them in a way that helps you make your goals more clear, gives you a tool so you can stay in vibrational alignment with your goals, so you can magnetize it in, and also something that I've never released before on a public free live like this is a way to release internal conflict. Now, in NLP, there's a few different ways to release internal conflict. It could be that you have a values conflict, or it could be that you have a parts conflict. Today we're going to be talking about a parts conflict. And if you're like, what are you talking about? I'm going to explain what that all means. So before I get started, I want to share with you this information could literally change someone's life. I've paid tens of thousands of dollars to learn this information. I've traveled all over the world. I've studied. I've just done so many things to learn this. And so I'm going to ask you if you can click the share button right now and just share it to your Facebook, to your Instagram. Click the share button, even if you only just share it for the time that I'm live and take it off after. I've had so many people tell me that their life has been changed because somebody in their network just clicked the share button without even thinking about it, and they found and discovered this work, and their life has never been the same. They've been able to magnetize relationships, bring in more money, find their dream career, whatever it may be, and I want that for the people that you love that are in your circle. So day 3, we are here. Hit that share button, and remember also, by participating, by showing up for yourself, and by showing up for your goals, you can actually win $777 USD. So how you do that is you register at guestapply.co/uplevel. You register for this 5-day experience, and then you show up every day. You do the homework that I give you. Don't worry, it's fun homework. It's not hard homework like what you got in school. It's fun little rituals. And then you talk about it. You show up. You take up space on Instagram, on the Instagram post that we put up, or on the Facebook post that we put up. You take up space. You declare that you are doing your uplevel, and you share with us your experience, and also tag a friend, tag an accountability partner. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. As you're coming in, say hello. Give me an emoji to explain how you are feeling so far going through the challenge and changing your life. So I'm going to see some angel wing emojis, some sparkle emojis, some heart emojis. Drop an emoji to let me know how your soul and how your spirit is feeling now that you have up-leveled your life for 2 days, and now we are getting into day 3. Seeing some star eyes emojis, some fire emojis, some thumbs up emojis. Amazing. Okay, amazing, amazing, amazing. So let's get into it. So we're just going to deep dive into NLP. You have done the work, okay? On day 1, you decided, what am I going to create space for in my life? What am I going to welcome into my life? How do I want my life to look? And you wrote your new story. And I want to remind you that we are powerful creators, and we create our own reality. And if up to this point, the external reality around you wasn't exactly like how you wanted it to be, it's because of a story that you were telling yourself. And I want to tell you right now that you have the power to rewrite your story and make it however it is that you want it to be. So if you want more laughter, if you want more fun, if you want more connection, if you want to go deeper, if you want to be in love with yourself, if you want every single time you walk by a mirror, you're like, hello, beautiful. Like, if you want that, you can have that. You don't have to wait for someone to give you permission to be there. You can decide and claim it right now. So that's what we talked about on day 1. We rewrote your story of how your reality is. We rewrote your story of how you see yourself, your identity. And then yesterday, what we did was we got super crystal clear on that, meaning writing your ideal day. Thanks for the hearts, guys. Writing your ideal day down to the hour. And we also did a beautiful meditation yesterday that we essentially submitted your goal into your subconscious mind. So now your subconscious mind is going to be working around the clock to bring it into your reality. Hi, Jenna. highly recommend this song Soulmate by Lizzo for that mirror feeling. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to play that after the live stream today. Amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are doing your homework. You guys are amazing. So let's talk about your goal. I'm going to introduce you right now to submodalities. So this is something that I teach in the Yes Apply method, which is my coaching certification where I teach neuro-linguistic programming, EFT, hypnosis, time techniques, and life and success coaching. And these tools are so powerful because if you're a coach or a personal development influencer, they're going to help you stand out from the crowd because they'll have tools that the majority of people don't have. And even if you just want to improve your life, you want to be more in control of your emotions, you want to feel more motivated, you want to, when you set a goal, you want to believe in yourself and have that trust in yourself that you'll actually see it through to the end. The Yes Apply method can help you with that, or a Yes Apply method coach can help you with that. And so one of the things I teach is submodalities, and this is actually the programming language of your mind. So up to this point, if you are obsessed with personal development like I am, then you've probably read a lot of books. You probably have watched a lot of people on YouTube who are uplifting and motivating and inspiring, and that's amazing. And the majority, and here's the thing, the majority of personal development that you take in is metaphors. So that means somebody tells a story that helps you create a shift, that helps you get more motivated, or it's essentially just talking, right? Now, those are great tools, and those can definitely transform your life, and they definitely helped me. But if you want to shortcut your way to your goals, and you want to shortcut your way to the change, how you do that is not actually speaking the English language. You want to start speaking the language that our mind speaks. And our mind doesn't speak in words necessarily. Our mind speaks in thoughts, and our thoughts are visual, auditory, kinesthetic. They're pictures, right? They're pictures with sounds and feelings. That's how our mind communicates. And so submodalities are working with the language of our mind, and with those, that's how our mind stores information, and we can actually shift how our mind is storing certain information to shift the meaning that it has in our life. For example, I'm not going to get super deep into this now, but I used to be addicted to coffee. I was drinking like 5 or 6 cups of coffee a day to the point that it was actually giving me stomach pains. By the way, Dotrell saying shared, Monique is saying shared. Thank you so much. I'm going to shout you guys out when you share it. I honestly can't thank you enough from the bottom of my heart for sharing. So please hit the share button, especially if you're on Facebook. Hit the share button, share it to your personal page, and somebody who needs to hear this might see it, right? Okay, so thank you so much for sharing. I love you guys so much. So anyway, these are the programs of our mind. And like I was saying, I used to be super addicted to coffee. I was drinking 5 or 6 cups of coffee a day. I was anxious. I was strung out. I couldn't even focus because I was so jittery. But for me, coffee was my comfort food. At the same time, I was having these recurring stomach pains. On the lower right side of my stomach, it was always hurting about 30 minutes after I drank coffee. And so I knew that coffee was what was giving me stomach pains. And even still, I couldn't stop drinking coffee because I was so emotionally addicted to it. I needed to have it. It was the first thing that I thought of when I got out of bed, and I was thinking about it all day. It was like my comfort food. And with this tool that I'm going to teach you, learning submodalities, learning the language of my mind, I was able to use an NLP technique called mapping across to look at where is it that I store coffee. So the picture in my mind that I stored a coffee was really close to my face. It was big and bright, had warm feelings. I just loved it so much. And then all I had to think about was, where do I store in the holographic filing cabinet of my mind? Where do I store things that I don't like as much? So I would store them far away, dark and dim, small, kind of off to the right. And all I had to do to completely nix my addiction to coffee was pick up that picture that I had of coffee that was close to my face, that was big and bright, that had the warm feelings, and move the picture to where I store things in the holographic filing cabinet of my mind. Pick it up and move it to where I store things that I don't like. Lock it into place, and just like that, I didn't like coffee. And I've done this for numerous things. I remember last year, I was starting to do a launch for the SY Method program, it was either the SY Method program or another program, but I was starting to do a launch, and I felt myself having a lot of resistance to sending out emails, right? I couldn't get myself to do it. I didn't know what it was. And so all I did was I looked at, well, where am I storing the picture of me sending out emails? And where do I store a picture of something that I like to do that's easy and effortless for me? And all I did was pick up the picture and move it to where I store things that I like to do, and that made a complete shift, and I was motivated to send out emails and do the things that I had to do to create my launch. All right, I think I saw a comment. Someone says they can't live without coffee. You can change that with an LP. Untitled and Close said, share with my accountability partner. Thank you so much for sharing. I love you guys so much. You are amazing. So let's talk about how we actually do that. Today we're going to talk about some modalities specifically for your goal. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to think of the goal that you wrote out yesterday. You probably wrote it on a little goal card or on a piece of paper, kind of like this. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have blank. I am and I do. So you have something like this. I want you to think of that goal like a picture. Okay, so take a moment, close your eyes. If you're driving, don't close your eyes. If you are, doing something where you need to have attention, don't do this right now. Come back to it later. But if you're at home and you can just relax, I want you to close your eyes and think of your goal. And don't just think of the words on the piece of paper, but actually think of you achieving the goal. What do you see yourself doing? Do you see yourself standing on a stage speaking to thousands of people? Do you see yourself at the front of a room at your first book signing? Do you see yourself being interviewed by TV stations on the work that you do? Do you see yourself walking down the street with your soulmate, right? What is that picture that's in the screen of your mind? And what I want you to do is imagine that picture that you have right there, I want you to imagine there's a little dial below it. What we're going to do is we're going to turn up and down the sun modalities to make it more realistic to you, to make it clearer to you, to make you want it more, so that you are motivated to get it, and so that your want to make this change in your life will overcome any fear or any doubt that is all a lie anyway, okay? So holding that picture on the screen in your mind, I want you to just take that little dial. I want you to dial it up to a little bit more brightness. Just make it a little bit more brighter. And ask yourself, does that make you want it more? Or dial it down and make it a little bit more dim. Does that make you want it? So for me, I like it bright. So ask yourself, do you want it bright or do you want it dim? Now what I want you to do is take that same dial, and I want you to dial it up into color. Make it full color. Does that make you want it more? Does that make it more real to you? Or does making it a little bit more dim make you want it more? So whatever one it is, just lock that right in like that. And then I want you to take it, and I want you to move it a little bit closer to you. Does that make you want it more? That picture of you achieving your goal, moving it closer, does that make you want it more? Or moving it far away, does that make you want it more? You guys are going to get to some nails. So whatever one makes you want it more, just lock it into place like that. And then the next one is focus. So I want you to take that and I want you to make it a little bit more defocus. Does that make you want it more? Or making it nice and razor sharp and focused, does that make you want it more? And whatever one makes you want it more, just lock that into place. And if you need to move it around to the right, to the left, or in the middle, wherever it is that you want it more. This is the incredible picture that you're going to be holding on the screen of your mind. Visualizing it right now. You might be looking through your own eyes. I want you to ask yourself, does it feel real? What is the feeling that is moving through your body right now, knowing that it's already yours? I want you to remember that feeling and hold on to that feeling. And then what I want you to do, when you've made the picture as clear and as motivating as you possibly can, I want you to step out of the picture, looking at yourself in the picture. And that is a picture of your goal, with your desires fully lit on fire, with it crystal clear, with you being more sure that you can achieve it. Okay, very, very powerful. So continue to, this is part of your homework, as you are thinking of your goal, I want you to continue to hold this picture on the screen in your mind as much as you possibly can throughout the day. That's what's actually going to send this picture out to the universe, for the universe to bring things into your reality to make it so. The right people are going to be attracted to you, the right opportunities, whatever it may be, they're going to come into your life because you have committed to holding this picture on the screen of your mind. And you can really only hold one picture on the screen of your mind at a time. Most people have a picture on the screen of their mind of what they don't want. They're constantly thinking about like getting in a car crash or getting fired. I know when I got my old job, not like before what I'm doing now, I was so afraid that I was going to get fired. Every day I'd come into work and I was like, this is the day I'm going to get fired, right? Most people are thinking of what they don't want. This exercise, having this crystal clear picture of what you do want, is going to help you get focused and get used to focusing on what it is that you do want. And when you focus on what it is that you do want, your subconscious mind, the universal mind, can work to bring it into reality for you, right? If it's for your highest good and for the highest good of everyone around you. All right, so now, how was that? So homework number 1, you're going to make a practice to hold your goal on a crystal clear screen in your mind as much as you possibly can throughout your day. Okay, that is your number 1 homework. Next is we're going to create a little anchor. So this is another NLP technique called anchoring. And most people think that they have to wait for something outside of themselves to happen in order to feel good. I'm here to tell you that you can feel good right now. You don't have to wait for something outside of you to happen in order for you to feel good. So what you're going to do right now is that feeling that you felt of you achieving your goal, of knowing that it's yours, of feeling massively abundant, of having all the support that you need, whatever it may be. I want you to flow down into your body and allow yourself a moment to feel those feelings, okay? And what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna create an anchor so that every time you press this little anchor, those feelings are gonna explode right back for you and you're gonna be able to hold onto the vibration easily. So, Untitled and Clothed, great idea. I'm gonna set reminders on my phone to help me remember to visualize. Let's add that to the homework. I love that idea. Homework number 1, not only is it to hold it on the screen of your mind, but to set a reminder in your phone to remind you at least 2 or 3 times a day to visualize. I love that. Thank you for contributing to this challenge. You are awesome. So anchoring, just to give you a little bit of background on what anchoring is. Have you ever heard a song, and then as soon as you hear that song, it brings you right back to a summer like 3 years ago? Or you ever smell the smell, and then it brings you right back to when your grandma would bake cookies when you were a kid? That is anchor. That smell anchors you to a memory. We can also create anchors on our body to anchor us to feel good. When we feel good, we're going to accomplish so much more. Think about it. Are you going to get more done if you're feeling good doing the thing? Or are you going to get more done if you're like, ugh, I have to do this, right? So how to anchor is I want you to, again, close your eyes and float down into your body. And pick an emotion that you want to feel. Is it abundance? Is it confidence? Is it being rich? Is it being loved? Whatever it is. I'm going to float down in your body, and I want you to think of a time when you felt that. I'm going to think of a specific time. And as you're floating right there in your body, I want you to see what you saw, hear what you heard, feel what you felt, really experiencing that feeling of love or abundance or confidence or whatever it may be. And as soon as you start to feel that feeling, just move through your body, super heightened. I want you to just press down on one of your knuckles if you don't already have an anchor there. Just press down, and as you're holding on to that positive feeling, just hold it down for about 5 to 15 seconds, holding on to that feeling of love and excitement and abundance and knowing that everything that you could ever want is always available to you. When the feeling starts to fade, just let go. And just like that, you've created a new anchor. So now what you can do is just tap on it. Mine's working. So you tap on it and you can feel those good feelings of whatever it is that you just created. And now, if something happens in your day where you feel good, you can actually add to that anchor by holding down for 5 to 15 seconds. And then whenever you're kind of experiencing a low or a lull, you can just quickly tap on it. And it's like a little button that's going to give you a shot of dopamine or a shot of serotonin or a shot of whatever feel good feeling you wanted to anchor into your body. So if you're loving this, give me some hearts. Let me know that you are playing along or following along. Let me know that you've created your anchor. And if you just joined in, say hi. Let me know that you're here. Drop an emoji to let me know how you are loving this week's challenge, this week's Uplevel experience. So much fun. Okay, so step 1, we helped you make your goal crystal clear on the screen of your mind. Step 2, we created an amazing anchor. So homework number 2 is to, on my Instagram or on my Facebook, wherever you're deciding to the challenge, I want you to also share what emotion did you create your anchor for. So did you create it for abundance? Did you create it for love? Did you create it for freedom? What did you create your anchor for? B Marie HTF is saying, it's working, I love it, yay! I freaking love anchoring, it's so cool. This is something that I teach at the Yes Apply method, and all the students who are there are like, whoa, this is so cool. So it's so fun to teach. All right, so next, let's talk about internal conflict. So this is something that I have never, ever, ever heard anyone on YouTube or Instagram or other personal development influencers and coaches. I've never heard anyone talk about this. And this is actually one of the biggest things that holds people back and keeps them stuck, internal conflict. So we don't have time to go into everything to do with internal conflict today. I wish we did, but if you do want to go deeper in it, join the Yes Apply method. The price goes up on Saturday, so you can join at yesapply.co/certified. Hi, Preeti, and Preeti is actually in our Yes Apply method certification. So now we're going to talk about releasing internal conflict. So what happens is, if you have internal conflict, you're going to keep yourself stuck, right? And actually, internal conflict can manifest into things that are a lot worse than just not achieving your goals. So internal conflict means part of you wants to do one thing. Preeti says it's the best, thank you. Internal conflict is that part of you wants to do one thing, and part of you wants to do another thing. Or part of you thinks that one thing is important, and part of you thinks that another thing is important. And when you have these internal conflicts battling against each other, this is why people stay stuck. No one ever talks about this. I don't understand why. Maybe people don't know. If you're wondering, why am I stuck? Why am I not moving forward? Why do I feel in alignment one moment and feel out of alignment another moment? It's because of internal conflict, okay? So you can have values conflict. So everyone has values, right? So if I were to ask you what's important to you about money, or what's important to you about career, you might say money, success, freedom, fulfillment, purpose, right? Those are some of your values in terms of career or business. And in the Yes Apply method master practitioner level, we actually learn how to get someone's values and then put them in the right order so people know what's important to them, and that's going to help them see if they're going to be moving easily towards their goals or getting inside their own way. Now, some people have values conflicts, which means something that's really important to them is money, but then something else that's really important to them is freedom. And they think that they have a limiting belief that if they make more money, they won't get freedom. And so these two internal conflicts battle against each other, and the person stays stuck and in a bad mood because they can't understand why they're getting in their own way. And these are things that are all happening unconsciously. Remember, our conscious thoughts, by the way, the unconscious mind and the conscious mind are not two completely different things. I think people get really confused about this. You have your mind, and you have the thoughts that you're conscious of, and you have the thoughts that you are not conscious of. So your conscious thought might be, I want to make more money. But your unconscious thought might be, well, if I make more money, I'm going to lose freedom. Or if I make more money, then I'm going to lose love, because when I was growing up, I saw my parents say, oh, those filthy rich people and greedy rich people and da-da-da. So on an unconscious level, you'll be afraid that if you make more money, you'll lose love. So that's just an example, and there can be millions of thoughts and conflicts that are happening underneath the surface that stop you from moving forward and keep you being stuck. So other internal conflicts are parts. So parts are often created if somebody goes through a tough time in their life. A part is created that essentially is trying to preserve the body and to keep you safe, but often these parts can go in exact conflict with the rest of the mind. So here, I'm going to share with you as an example a part that I had when I first learned NLP that now I have completely obliterated. So I had this internal conflict going on that was keeping me stuck, where I was saying, part of me wants to make money and part of me wants to help people. And I didn't realize that I could have both of those things. Now I make great money and I help a lot of people. Back then, I didn't know that it was possible to do that. I kind of knew it consciously, but at an unconscious level, it felt like a conflict and it felt stuck. And so I want you to ask yourself right now, What are some things that you're getting in your own way with? Do you ever notice yourself saying, part of me wants to start a business, but part of me wants to stay safe. Part of me wants to travel, but part of me wants to stay at home. Part of me wants to be in a relationship, but part of me wants to be single. I want you to ask yourself, what are some internal conflicts that might be showing up for you? How you might realize them is when you're talking to a friend, you're talking to someone, you say something like, part of me wants this, and part of me wants that. So really start to listen out for those things. Next time you notice this, or bring these up and notice them, and ask yourself, how is that a problem? What is it stopping you from doing? It's stopping you from living the life that you want, stopping you from creating the freedom that you want. And from there, I want you to grab another piece of paper. You can just grab a plain piece of paper like this, and I want you to just draw a line down the middle like this. And I want you to write what those two conflicts are. So maybe if part of you wants freedom and part of you wants to stay at home, I'm just going to show you an example. If that's like what your conflicts look like, I want you to write down, well, what is the purpose of the part of me that wants freedom, right? It wants to feel alive, right? It wants to move forward, right? What's the part of you that wants to stay home? Maybe it wants to feel safe. Maybe it wants to feel protected, right? And I want you to write out what is the purpose of each of these parts. And then when you have these down here, all listed, what the purpose of each side, I want you to look at each side and see if each side actually wants the same thing. Maybe the part of you that really wants freedom wants to also feel safe and feel protected. And the part of you that wants freedom doesn't realize that it can't have freedom while feeling safe and protected, right? And maybe the part of you that wants to stay home because it's safe, it actually really wants to feel alive. And it wants to express itself, right? And through going through this and looking at each side and seeing how this side might want what this side has and this side might want what this side has, you're going to bring this problem that's happening on an unconscious level to your conscious attention. And when it's at your conscious attention, you'll be able to see, well, of course the part of me that wants freedom can be safe and protected. I just have to take safety precautions, right? I just have to be smart when I travel. And of course the part of me that wants to stay home wants to feel alive. What can I incorporate into my life so that I feel alive when I feel home? And what's going to happen is you're going to get yourself unstuck by doing this. It's a very powerful technique. We do a more advanced level of this technique in the Yes Apply method, and it literally moves people to tears. I've had people go from part of me wants to be a mom and part of me wants to be freedom, and integrating that and seeing that they could have both and literally crying and feeling released and feeling like they learned something about themselves that they never knew existed, and then going on to make money and have clients and decide to move and do all these incredible things. I had one lady at my February Yes Apply method training who she was always battling with her masculine and feminine, right? So part of me wants to be strong and get things done, and part of me wants to be feminine and flow. And once we integrated these two internal conflicts, I saw a side of her that I had never seen before. She felt like she could be feminine and be herself and feel flowy while getting things done, right? It creates so much success in people's lives. So part number 3 of your homework today is to look at what are some of the internal conflicts that are making me feel stuck. Because I know for me, when I thought part of me wants to make money and part of me wants to help people and I couldn't have both, I felt stuck. And when I realized that I could have both, it helped me move forward and propel me forward in a way that I didn't know was possible, right? I raised my rates. I started selling a lot of one specific program. I was pre-selling it and before I even had the content. And it was just really, really amazing for me to see that I could have both. And I started helping people in a way that I had felt like I didn't know if people would take me seriously in that way. And because I integrated these parts, I moved forward with the assuredness and the trust in myself. And that's what actually made the change. So that is your homework for today. If you're watching so far and you haven't yet hit that share button, hit that share button. Let someone else see this, get in tune with this content. Again, most people are blind to this information. We go through school, we go through our young lives not learning how to get in touch with our emotions, how to speak to our subconscious mind. We never learn how to set goals properly. And then we're also brought up with this programming that other people can have success. We can't. So if you hit that share button, somebody who really needs to see this might see this. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for sharing this information. So your homework for today is write out, or is make your goal super crystal clear. Do that little tuning exercise that we did to make it super clear and lock it into place so that you really want it. And step out of the picture, seeing yourself in the picture, and hold that picture on the screen of your mind. Set reminders in your phone. Thank you to Untitled by Flo for that amazing idea. Set reminders in your phone to hold that visualization on the screen of your mind. Then create a feel-good anchor that you can tap on all day to keep yourself in vibrational alignment with your goal. And then write out what are some internal conflicts. So I want you to share as much as you feel comfortable with sharing on Instagram and on Facebook, how you are up-leveling your life, you're blasting away internal conflicts, and you are creating the version of you 10.0 that nobody can get in your life, okay? So now, just so you know, if you haven't already signed up, head to guesstheply.co/uplevel. Make sure to register your spot. That will have you begin to be entered to win the $777 cash prize. Also, to win, you need to show up to the live streams, participate, comment what you're doing your homework on, and then tag your friends who are your accountability partners for the challenge this week. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. And as a quick reminder, the price of the Yes If I method is going up on Saturday at 11:59. So make sure to join us. You're going to learn tools like this, but way more advanced to change your life. And to also, if you want to be doing what I'm doing, where you get paid to help people to essentially learn personal development and teach it and share it, it's so much fun. And the Yes If I method gives you all the tools that you need to learn these tools, learn NLP, EFT, hypnosis, life and success coaching, and time techniques, which is a regression tool. And we also give you the marketing and business experience as well. So we show you how to create a high-ticket coaching program where you can charge one client $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. We have an Instagram training in you to help you get to 10K and beyond on Instagram. We have a Pinterest training right now on Pinterest. We are reaching 2 million people a month on our Pinterest. We have a course that shows you how to launch your group coaching program that people have used to have 5-figure launches for their group coaching program. I have packed everything that you need to be a successful coach or a successful personal development influencer into that. And if you have ever wanted to write a book or speak on stages, these tools are going to give you the confidence to do that. So again, head to guesstheply.co/certified. I'm going to write the link in the Facebook to learn more about the certification before the price goes up this week. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'm excited to see you tomorrow for the next day of the challenge.